What up, guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I have a good story for you guys. I hope you're ready. Alright, so in 2019 I was making beats. Like, I make lo-fi beats, I make all those type of beats, but I wasn't at the level whereby I was putting out songs in the world because I was just terrified. You know how it is when you don't really know how to mix and to master your music, so you're worried that what do people think about this, and you want to succeed when you start doing these things. So what happened was I would make beats and send them to my friends, right? And they'll give me critique, they'll criticize me, and then they'll be like, oh, do this, adjust this, do that, do that. So in 2019, 18, I made a beat, and I called it Done with the Pain, and let me play it for you guys. And what happened with this beat is I actually thought it was a crappy beat because this was like one of my first times using a loop, and I was like, man. Anyway, here's how the beat goes. Anyway, so that was the beat. So I made it. I sent it around to my friends, and people gave me criticism about it. I was like, well, whatever. I'll keep on improving before I actually start releasing stuff. So I never really put it out there. I was looking at my beat store the other day. I don't even think I put it there, but this was like back in the day when I made it, and I was so proud of it. And then fast forward to last year, like 2020, during the pandemic, there's this show that came out called Blood and Water. It's a great show. It's a South African show, and there was something about the South African show on Netflix about the intro, like the song intro. So I'm gonna play it for you guys. I'm gonna play it in just a second for you guys, so that you can understand my conundrum. So this is how their beat sounds like. So you get it. I was like, when I first heard it, I was like, am I hearing things? And I started sending the same thing to different people. To be like, yo, listen to this thing, and then listen to that. And I was like, yo, this is my beat. But then the tricky part is in this day and age, because I don't remember if I made the whole piano and vibe thing from scratch, or if I got a loop. So I was super worried to be like, who do I tell about my situation? Like, who do I tell that I made this beat this way, and I'm a nobody, like on YouTube I think I had like 10 subscribers. So you're like, yo, who do I know? I don't have any power to compete with the Netflix, right? And I was super worried, man. And then I did some research, like, what do you do to protect yourself, to protect your music, to protect your art from being exploited? And they were like, essentially you can raise your voice and raise your concerns, especially if you have proof that you made the beat at a certain time, and that has to be prior to when these guys made their beat, in case these things go to court. But then that made me fall into problem number one. I made this beat when I was still in Zimbabwe and I hadn't moved to Vancouver. So one, it means I have a different computer now, so I don't even have that computer that I used to make that beat. Number two, I don't remember when I made the beat. Like, yo, it's one of those many beats. But the fact that it's in my phone and whatever, but what I was able to do, or what someone was able to tell me was, you know what, just put out your song. Put it out as a song. Just put it out as an instrumental, and then that's the best you can get out of it. Like, whoever made that song is making money. You're not gonna make money. The best way you can make money is just put out your song. Hopefully people will play it. And I put it out, and it's called Done with Pain. And it's crazy. To this day, that's one of my most successful beats. But the crazy part is, obviously when people come to listen to it, it's not properly done, like mastered and whatever, like the title track. So people will start to think that I didn't make it. But I actually did make that beat, and to this day, I don't know what to do. I don't know, like, should I just pick up the phone and be like, yo, Netflix, one of your shows, they took my beat and I'm not getting anything out of it? or do I come out and try and tell you guys my story? So, if you're into music, if you're into art, really learn how to protect your art, because it's a jungle out here and there are sharks out here, and people will do anything just to get their hands, especially on quality items, and not pay you. And it's not fair, but that's the business side of it. And for me, it was my fault for sending out my beats to all my friends and to everybody without uploading it through platforms like DistroKid, just making sure that everything is documented and centered. And from that day, man, I've learned my lesson. It hurts me like every time I'm online and you see like how that beat is doing well with them, and how on my channel, like, yeah, it drives me volumes of views and whatever, but it's not really, it's not performing at that level. And you're like, yo, man, you know what I mean? Like, I made this. And the worst part about it, sometimes you can be like, oh yeah, you use loops or whatever, but it's like, yo, the only loop that was used was the melody, but the drums too, you gonna copy the damn drums too. And that's how you know that you, as a producer, for me, you know them using my instrumental, it's shown me like, oh, this is possible. It's actually possible for my journey to progress. But it's also a hard pill to swallow, because you're like, damn, so Netflix actually stole my beat. But there's nothing that I can do about it. But for other producers, I just wanted to make this video for you guys to understand that if you make music, if you make art, whatever you make sure you understand the copyright laws with it, and make sure you protect yourself as best as you can. For producers or for musicians, I know that the DistroKid is your friend, especially when it comes to things like this. If you put it out, when people Shazam. So right now, if you were to Shazam this song, it should take you to me, because that's how good DistroKid is. So when people do stuff like that, you're able to pop up. Like, for some people, they've actually understood, oh, this is a small time producer. But what I'm guessing is nobody knows that the little producer that you've been respecting didn't get paid for this. And for some reason, YouTube turned off the comments. People will be like, oh, I heard your beat on this, but now those comments have been turned off on. So I guess some people were being unruly, and or you never know. Netflix is bigger than me, so there's nothing that I can do in general about it but to talk about it. And I'll keep on making videos like this, man, just to make sure that the small guys, we are protected. It's crazy how, like, those are the opportunities you dream about. Those are the opportunities you wish about. You're like, yo, you want to get placements as a producer. These are the things that we work hard for. This is why we're always constantly putting our music to entertain you guys, so that you take it and you play it. The more you stream it, the better for us. But then when situations like this happen, there's nothing much that you can do. But because you're a small tiny little fish in a big pond, but the best thing you can do is just scream out loud, and hopefully one day you make something far better than that, and it takes you places. But it was a harsh lesson for me not to send out beats that I haven't really protected. But it was also a good thing for me, because it made me know, like, oh yeah, so I am doing something right. With that being said, let's talk, like, what have you guys had stolen from you that you wish that you're like, man, I wish I had known this 2 months prior. And no shade to Blood and Water, no shade to whoever took the beat. Like, good for you, man. I'm hoping it changed your life, because it definitely has changed mine. It's really put me on this path and on this journey. I'm not trying to make another Blood and Water type of beat, but what it's done for me is you've allowed me the opportunity to understand that the talent is there, to understand that the work was there, the work was good. I should have just believed in myself and put out my stuff earlier, but I didn't, and here we are, and now we move on. And I've made almost like $20 on the beat, which is cool. With streaming numbers, as long as as low as they are, it's hard. But the one thing that I do know, and the one thing that I can say to you guys, is protect your stuff, especially in this digital age, in this artist world where we're making money from art. It's very critical you understand the business side behind it. I wish I had known this 3 years ago before I sent my stuff out. But now, yeah, all we can do is talk about it like this and learn from mistakes made in the past. With that being said, I'd like to say peace to you young dreamers. Let's keep pushing, man. Let's keep pushing. With that being said, it's been your boy, Kevin. You can't even use this.